Hello and welcome to another how-to video with me over the line. At the moment we're going to be taking the Audi TT 2016 class around the Raceroom Raceway with the bridge involved. Okay, so we're going to be going around the track and showing you what the best braking points and racing lines are for this particular circuit. Bearing in mind you are a front wheel drive car in this particular class, it's going to be a 10-minute sprint as always at Checker Flag Endurance for this Sunday, so feel free to join us if you want to. Okay, so we're going to be going slow motion for lap 1, and as always we're going to let it go normal speed on the next lap around. So coming into turn 1, as you can see on the right hand side, it for some reason goes from white to red. So this is now your braking reference. It is very easy to look out for, you cannot miss it, it's bright red. So braking heavy into that corner, you want to select 4th or 3rd gear depending on what you want to do, it's up to you. I personally prefer 4th gear, and this is basically your turn-in reference here. Once it's essentially finished just after the red has gone, or in fact a better reference would be the left-hand side, you can see the letter F for Foxtrot, and you want to use that as your turn-in reference. So that's when you come off the brakes entirely and let the car decelerate naturally and do its own thing. So as you can see, we're starting to turn, we're off the brakes now. You can be quite aggressive on the curbing here, even go on to the white and red striping on the inside of the corner, and just let the car do its own thing, and then accelerate out onto the main straight. Okay, once you reach to the underside of the bridge, just after that you want to start braking. Here it is. So you're not actually braking, you're just actually turning in. You don't need to slow down significantly. If you feel like you're going too fast, you can apply a tiny bit of brake, but I really wouldn't recommend a lot. Okay, so you're carrying in the speed through that you've gained from doing the straight. You can actually punish this quite a bit on the old turn-in, because it's front wheel drive, you're basically pretty much just dragging it across instead of actually using the rear wheels. But you want to be decelerating at this point, because you've got the uphill sector and then it's a right hand and it goes away from you. So at this point, basically, once you've made that initial turn-in for the first part, you want to be coming off the throttle. There's no more acceleration involved. So you want to be changing down the gears, using engine to brake for you, but also using the hill to your advantage. There's not really any braking going on, maybe a slight braking to generate that extra bit of turning, but other than that there's not really a lot involved. And as you can see, the curbing is on the right hand side, that means you're doing good, and then you can start to accelerate on the out. Onto the next corner, you want to start preparing for it around here. This is your turn-in reference. You want to start coming off the accelerator, slowly going on the brake, only a tiny bit again, and just hugging the inside apex line. You can be quite aggressive on the curbing, and as it rises above the hill, you know you're doing right if you're basically at this kind of position, because then you're going to be running out onto the curb. Don't go too far beyond this, otherwise you're just taking the mick too much and the game will punish you for that. But around here is probably the limit of what you can get away with. Okay, and then you're going under the bridge onto the next set of corners. It's all full throttle through here, you can get away with murder. Just keep going until you get to the top of the hill here. And as you can see, the car twitched to the right, so we just initiated the brake as we got to the top of the hill around here. So it's heavy on the brakes, and the car will want to turn right because that's the way the road is going. And as you can see, that we're actually getting a bit of oversteer here, but that's actually going to gain you quite a bit of time, especially in a front wheel drive car. It's quite nice to get that, for me personally anyway. You're in 3rd gear here, and you want to just manage the speed, and hit the apex on the inside of the corner. If you're running wide and hitting the red and white stripes on the outside of the curbing, that's where you want to be. That's a good corner. And then you can just apply full throttle basically until you get across the bridge onto the very last corner. It's a very fast paced track this, it's very short, but it will definitely encourage good racing. Here's probably the best time when you're going across this straight to use your push to pass, because it's probably alongside with the next corner, or the next straight, which is on the other side of this corner rather. The best place is to do an overtake. So your braking point is just before the black markers on the left and right hand side. You can use the walls to your advantage here, they make good reference points. So just before you get to the black coloured part of the wall. This is where you want to start braking down heavy down into third gear for the Audi TT. And you want to start turning in when you get to the F sign, which is on the left hand side near the marshal post. This is your turn in reference. Let the car just slowly decelerate, do its own thing. If you're starting to squeal your tyres, that's probably the best thing to know, or best thing to hear, because that means you're on the limit. And accelerate once you've got to the middle of the corner. As you go back up the hill, you want to get that done as soon as possible, because this is a long straight. So therefore any acceleration earlier, or any early acceleration compared to your opponent, is going to be a bonus. And that is a full lap of Raceroom Raceway bridge version, and we're just going to let the car run at normal speed so you guys can have a look. Okay, that's a full fast lap of Raceroom Raceway in the Audi TT. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, then please give us a like and subscribe. Join us this Sunday when we take this car around this track for a 10-minute sprint, and I hope you join Checker Flag Endurance as a result. I hope you do enjoy it. Thanks very much for watching, and see you around.